Last time, we journeyed across continents, discovering the myriad forms of magic practitioners, from revered shamans to feared hex weavers. We saw how the concept of the witch is not monolithic, but a reflection of diverse cultures and beliefs. Yet, when we hear the word witch today, a very specific image often springs to mind, doesn't it? Green skin, a pointy hat, a cackling laugh. Where did our iconic image of the witch truly come from? Was she always the ugly old woman in the woods, or did her story begin in places far more ancient, with figures of terrifying power and alluring mystery? Today, we peel back the layers of folklore and fairytale to trace the remarkable evolution of the witch in story, from the dawn of myth to the pages of our most beloved and feared tales. Long before the infamous trials of the modern era, figures embodying potent, often dangerous, female magic existed in the earliest human narratives. In ancient Greek mythology, for instance, we encounter formidable women like Circe, the enchanting sorceress who transformed Odysseus's men into swine, or Medea, the princess sorceress who wielded dark arts for both love and vengeance, ultimately becoming a terrifying figure of infanticide. These weren't witches in the later sense of devil worshippers, but rather powerful individuals, often goddesses or demigoddesses, who commanded vast magical knowledge, intimately connected to the natural world and their own formidable wills. Beyond the grand myths, ancient folklore across Europe spoke of hag figures, wise women, or cunning folk who possessed knowledge of herbs, charms, and curses. They often dwelt on the fringes of society, respected for their healing abilities, but also feared for their perceived capacity to inflict harm. Their power was inherent, primal, and deeply unsettling to nascent patriarchal societies. These early portrayals laid the groundwork, showcasing a female archetype of potent, often ambiguous, magic, but the true demonization was yet to come. The medieval period and the early modern era ushered in a radical and terrifying shift in the portrayal of the witch. As religious anxieties soared and the witch hunts gripped Europe, the image of the magical woman became inextricably linked with pure evil. This wasn't merely about magic anymore. It was about heresy, about a pact with the devil, about a cosmic battle between good and evil. This era of intense fear seeped directly into popular stories, transforming ambiguous figures into unambiguous villains. One of the most enduring examples of this transformation can be found in the tale of Hansel and Gretel. Here, the witch is not a complex character, but a personification of absolute malevolence. An old woman living in a gingerbread house, luring innocent children to their doom with deceptive sweetness, only to fatten them for consumption. This narrative, collected by the Brothers Grimm but originating in earlier oral traditions, perfectly encapsulates the era's anxieties. The witch is a threat to children, to the family unit, to Christian morality, a terrifying embodiment of the perceived dangers lurking just beyond the village walls. Mirroring the real-life fears that fueled the witch trials themselves. The historical fear of the accused witch solidified her role as the ultimate antagonist in children's cautionary tales. As literature flourished, playwrights and storytellers seized upon the burgeoning archetype of the witch, embedding her deeply into the cultural consciousness. Perhaps no figures are more iconic than Shakespeare's Weird Sisters from Macbeth. These three prophetic hags, with their unsettling incantations and ambiguous pronouncements, don't merely tell Macbeth his future, they arguably catalyze his descent into tyranny. They are forces of chaos, manipulating human ambition with their dark knowledge, solidifying the idea of the witch as a harbinger of doom and moral corruption. The Brothers Grimm, collecting and refining German folktales in the 19th century, further cemented the witch's villainous image for generations. Their witches are often cunning, cruel, and monstrous, from the vain, murderous queen in Snow White, who, in earlier versions, was often explicitly a witch, not just a stepmother, to the sorceress who traps Rapunzel. While not always called witches explicitly, these female antagonists almost universally embody the traits refined during the witch hunt era: ugliness, malevolence, a desire to harm the innocent, and a profound opposition to societal norms. Their tales, designed to entertain and impart moral lessons, inadvertently preserved and amplified the most terrifying aspects of the witch archetype. So, how did we arrive at that classic, universally recognizable image, the pointy hat, the green skin, the broomstick? It wasn't an overnight phenomenon. The earliest depictions were diverse, often reflecting the power or sagacity of the figure. However, the influence of the witch trials gradually led to a more sinister visual, an old, often disfigured, solitary woman, perhaps with animal companions. It was during the 18th and 19th centuries, as fairytales gained widespread popularity and illustrations became more common, that artists began to standardize these elements. The pointy hat, for instance, may have originated from medieval Jewish hat designs, or simply evolved as a distinctive, fantastical headwear. The broomstick stems from folklore about women flying to sabbats, a common accusation during the trials. And the green skin. While not universal, it became famously associated with the Wicked Witch of the West in the Wizard of Oz crystallizing in the early 20th century, cementing her status as an ugly, otherworldly villain. This combination of historical fear, literary influence, and popular culture's visual interpretation coalesced to create the iconic witch we recognize today, a powerful, unsettling blend of various anxieties and narrative needs. From the powerful sorceresses of ancient Greece to the terrifying crones of Brothers Grimm, and finally to the indelible visual stereotype, the witch has always been a potent mirror reflecting society's fears and fascinations. Her story is a testament to the power of narrative, showing how historical anxieties can shape archetypes that resonate for centuries. For generations, she was the ultimate other, the embodiment of forbidden knowledge and destructive power. But stories, much like history, are never truly finished. The narrative of the witch has taken yet another turn in recent times. But what happens when the accused reclaim the narrative and redefine their own magic? Join us next time on Witches, as we delve into modern magic, Wicca, neo-paganism, and the resurgence of the witch, and discover how contemporary movements are reinterpreting this ancient figure for a new age. If you've been enchanted by this journey through folklore and fairytales, please consider hitting the like button, sharing this episode with fellow history buffs and story lovers, and subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue unraveling the rich tapestry of witches and witchcraft history.